boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, the bang, diggy, 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 send the boogie, send up, drop the boogie. Ball with the ball, the bang, the bang, diggy, 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 send the boogie, send up, drop the boogie. My name is
What's going on, everybody? Hour number 2 here at the Pro Wrestling Experience, episode 146 on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and TuneIn Radio. Got open phone lines for you at 312-564-7375. My name is Josh Lopez. You can follow me on Twitter at WZJoshLopez. I will be covering Impact Wrestling tonight at WrestleZone.com. Let's introduce our first guest of the day. His name is Bryce Markum from the Markout Wrestling Show with Bryce. Follow me at Twitter at BMark1200. There you go, BMark1200. Bryce, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, homie? Just got done with my English final, getting ready to watch the NXT show. I mean, it looks like it's about to be a good-ass show.
Well, it's been a good week for wrestling in general. I think some of the NXT TV shows are hit and miss, but the takeovers are pretty good, so I probably will have to watch it later on today because I got a bunch of editing I got to do. But despite that, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your wrestling show you do.
All right. I'm 19 years old. I'm a broadcasting student here at Western Illinois, and basically, I do a radio show through the college radio around here, and I mean it's pretty much the number one radio show around campus, and we're known for it. It's called the New College Try, but that basically turned into Marked Out, which is fresh out of the paper. I mean, we do it on YouTube, and basically I just cover pro wrestling. I do interviews, reviews, do pretty much anything involved in pro wrestling. And I mean, it's been a huge success. I already have 175 subscribers in just 4 weeks of doing the show. And, I mean, man, the future's bright with it. It's very bright. And the future's bright with pro wrestling. I mean, we got people like me and you, we're young, and we still love the business. And it's an awesome time to be a wrestling fan, in my opinion.
Do you think people take it for granted now?
Oh, dude, I'm so sick and tired of people putting us in a category because we weren't, born in the 80s and we weren't born in that early 90s time period. We're from that ruthless aggression area, and I remember talking to you, and I know your first pay-per-view was what? What pay-per-view was it?
TLC and Survivor Series, right?
No. Your first pay-per-view you ever watched.
Oh, my first pay-per-view? Okay. My first one I saw was Judgment Day 1998.
Judgment Day 1998.
Yeah.
And see, so, I mean, you weren't even there to really watch, you saw Austin when he was at his peak. You never really watched, the culmination of Austin. And, people tend to judge, the younger people of the generation that want to, get into the business. And I don't know what you want to do with yourself in the business, but, I mean, I want to do something, whether it's interviews, whether it's, radio. It's a fascinating business, and I'm just thrilled to be in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally see what you're coming from, and I've been doing this wrestling media stuff for the last 3 years, and it's been a blast. And we're almost at 150 episodes. I've got to interview Jim Ross, Ken Shamrock, a bunch of names in the wrestling business, and I not only with wrestlers but just wrestling media people. For people that watch it for a long time, they come jaded, and I feel like a lot of people still take it for granted because, it's not like it was in the 70s or 80s. Well, too freaking bad. Time's going to pass you by, and I feel like as a fan base, we're not helping the issue. Okay, some shows are going to be good, some shows are going to be bad. It is what it is.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I try to learn something new with each show I cover. And I felt that coming out of Raw and TLC this past weekend, I feel they're taking the right step in the direction. Let's start off with TLC this past Sunday from Boston. What was your thoughts on it?
Here's the thing about that pay-per-view. That ladder match was one of the top ladder matches I've seen in the past 15 years. I mean, that's up there with the Hardys and Shawn versus Jericho at Unforgiven, or No Mercy or whatever it was. And then, I mean, what do you think about that ladder match? That spot that Kalisto did, dude, that was that was something that we'll never see ever again. I can't believe they even allowed him to do that.
Not only that, after that, Sin Cara did a swanton bomb onto the same ladder Jey Uso fell down on. So that was nuts. It's definitely up there in one of the best ladder matches of all time.
But people don't recognize that because everyone's so stuck in the mindset of this era sucks, this era is nothing, it's not going to be anything. These people have got to see the positives. These people are some talented people, and if you really look more just deep into it, the indies. Yeah. I mean, the indies love it, man. They love it, and that's why this business is going to be so successful. It's going to be bigger than the Attitude Era. I'm telling you. Just give it time. But back to TLC, it was. What'd you give it? A B plus? You said?
Yeah, I gave it a B plus. You know, I actually was one of the few people that thought this paper was going to be good. Just looking at the card, honestly, Bryce, it's me. Maybe I'm different than most people. I could give a flying fig Newton about booking. To me, I'm not that type of guy. I could armchair book with the best of them. I do my actual research, but at the end of the day, I just try to watch shows for what they are and then judge. So, yeah, you know, some things with Raw has been hit and miss, but, you know, I looked at the card and I knew this was going to be a good wrestling show. And, you know, you got to hit the stride with these holiday shows coming up, and I thought they did a good job, so I gave it a B+.
Yeah, it was one of the best TLC shows in recent memory. I mean, in the past couple of years, I like TLC 12 too. But you know, the whole card was just good wrestling. That's what it felt like. It was just good wrestling all night long. And you know, that's part of the problem sometimes, that they don't do that much of it. And I just felt like it was just good wrestling all night long. But my favorite part of the show was the very end. Josh, they you know, if it only took them 12 months to figure out how to book Roman Reigns. And my God, what a way. Just a beautifully done what they did in that last segment.
It's the long-term thing that people overlook. People are saying that WWE is holding Daniel Bryan back, but what was different from his rise from SummerSlam to WrestleMania 30 to Reigns from the Rumble to this past Monday night? It's very similar, and that's stuff people overlooked. And I could be happier for the guy. I've been kind of stuck in limbo because my favorite wrestler, CM Punk, left the company last year. So I've been really trying to find that next guy that I could call my favorite. And I don't know if it'll be Reigns or not, but I could be happier for the guy. He's busted his ass this year. The last man standing match I saw in Chicago with Big Show was crazy. The Wyatt feud was good. And, you know, the guy's definitely deserved everything he's got this year.
He deserves it. And if you looked at the ratings, Josh, this past Monday, I mean, I know the Vince McMahon thing happened and everything, but I mean, Roman Reigns winning as champion, I mean, that shows, I mean, at least he drew a ton more viewers to the show than with him ending the show as champion. That's got to say something to Vince. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
True, and then I look at where WWE was heading towards the 2016 with all these injuries, and it couldn't happen for a better guy. You didn't have to rely on Brock Lesnar to carry into 2016 or give him the title or put Undertaker in that position. So for a fact it's a younger guy, and Bryce, I don't know if you've been noticing this, but about 70% of the roster right now have only had 2 or 3 years of experience television-wise on wrestling. And that's a big deal, especially when it comes to ratings. So you have a lot of people that don't know who these guys are, as opposed to when you saw Mankind come to the WWF. He already had like 10 years of experience on television already, and the same thing went for Austin. So they made the right choice right there.
Yep. And you're right about that television experience, which is huge, because a lot of these people have, 10-plus years. You almost got to do your 10-plus years on the independent scene to get to the WWE nowadays. I mean, very rarely you'll see someone skip all that. And it's usually just a very rare occurrence. But, you mentioned 2016, Josh. And I look for it to be a promising year for WWE. And it starts with this Royal Rumble, man. And I'm more excited for this Royal Rumble since 2004 when Ben Ball won. Honestly, because who's going to win? Nobody knows who's going to win.
Exactly.
And that's why it's an awesome time right now. These 2 weeks have saved the WWE, not just from me, but to the casual fan. Like, my roommate doesn't care about wrestling whatsoever. He loved that ending segment of Roman. He goes, "Finally, that man did it." You know, that's big. You got to get those casuals in there, man. And I'm excited as a hardcore fan for the Royal Rumble.
Now, let me ask you this, Bryce. Do you think the Rumble's turning into a crybaby show, or what is it? What's your thoughts on the Rumble pay? Because, you know, some of these matches were lost in limbo because the revolt against Batista in 14, then you had the Reigns fiasco earlier this year. I feel it's like a crybaby show unless Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble match. Have you seen that trend so far?
Yeah. I've noticed that. But here's the thing: they cannot possibly think in their mind. Now you've heard the rumors about D. Bryan, right?
No, I haven't.
Well, there's the rumors going around that he's done. Okay. Well, WWE likes to sometimes cover things up. If they honestly thinking about putting this guy in the Royal Rumble and losing again, Vince has lost it. Vince has absolutely lost it. What they need to do this year, Josh, is they need to have somebody win that Royal Rumble that nobody would expect, and that could go on and face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Because by the way, it looks like it's John Cena versus The Undertaker, and I'm hoping that Triple H can convince Vince that it should be Owens versus Lesnar, which it should be. It should be. Owens is that good.
Maybe in a couple years. Not right now.
No, man. Owens is ready. Owens is ready.
Maybe.
I'm telling you. Owens is ready. I completely think that somebody new should win the Royal Rumble, and I think that's what's going to happen. Who do you got winning the Rumble? That's
a good question, because at the same time, you know, I'm not going to go. I can see where they wanted a part-timer route. I liked their match with Reigns and Lesnar. I got to cover the event at WrestleMania earlier this year. It was a good match. I just don't know if I want to see that again. And then you're put in this position, Bryce. If Reigns is going to be the new guy in the WWE, it only makes sense for Cena to pass the torch to him if he's not fighting Undertaker. So you got that scenario there. I just want to be surprised, because if I put expectations, I know I'm going to be disappointed. You can have a wild card where Dean Ambrose has like a 1 month reign with the IC title, and then he wins, and then you still have that Shield dynamic there. I think that would catch people by surprise, but it's many different options you could go there. Kevin Owens, no, I don't see it. Del Rio, no. Bray, maybe, no. Probably not.
Well, here's the thing about Bray. What do they do with him now? What are they going to do with him? You know,
I was thinking that they should have like a Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania, or some type of six-pack challenge where you have a number one contender to the title. Because you're going to have a lot of these guys are going to be stuck in limbo, and unless you want, I really doubt they're going to put Bray Wyatt in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I just can't see that happening. I thought Bray was going to fight Sting, but Sting's having this neck surgery, so that kind of left me in limbo. I don't know what he's going to do next.
Yeah, and his future's uncertain. We don't know if he'll be ready for WrestleMania, because we're not too sure on if that is that severe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could get this neck surgery, and he could be good in 2 months. It's very, very, very iffy right now, and I don't think they have an honest-to-God established card. I think if there's one match you guaranteed, it's either Cena versus Reigns or Cena versus Taker.
True. Hey, my friend Justin just tweeted, what if Bryan entered the Rumble, but Brock comes in at 30, and those two face off in the final 2 spots in the Rumble?
What I think will happen? Well, sorry, Daniel Bryan fans. What? Here's my thing with Daniel Bryan. I've never even been a real huge Daniel Bryan fan.
Yeah.
I liked the story that they did. It was a great story for a present day. Underdog against, the authority. An IWC's dream. Brock, if it's Brock versus Daniel Bryan, Brock needs to destroy Daniel Bryan. Destroy him. Because eventually, Josh, this is kind of went to the back of people's minds. there's when Brock leaves this company, what he signed, a 3-year deal, right? Was that what it is?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, signed a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
So
3 years.
eventually, someone's gonna slay the beast, and someone's gonna slam clean, and that's gonna be the ultimate rub because they're gonna have, Lesnar beating the streak, Lesnar destroying John Cena. I mean, this is Lesnar hasn't lost clean since Triple H back in 2013. I mean, that's almost 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to waste Daniel Bryan beating Brock Lesnar, at the Royal Rumble. That would just want to make sense.
Yeah.
They need to build someone in the next 3 years off a clean win off Lesnar, and that is a match that I'm very, very looking forward to.
It's going to be interesting. I don't have my full WrestleMania card out, but there's many.
Are you going?
I'm hoping, man. If I get those press credential forms that I got last year, hopefully. I'm looking more to go to the event and do my play-by-play article for WrestleZone, but yeah, I'm hoping I'm going down there.
Yeah, you guys do it. You guys do a phenomenal job at WrestleZone. I mean, I know it's. I've been following you guys. Oh man, it's been years. I've been following you guys. And I was always too young to get involved in the business. I was 16. But I'm good with the independent promotion. So I'm just, I'm very fairly new around the business. But I'm excited. I'm hungry.
Before we let you go, Bryce, obviously NXT TakeOver is going to happen in a couple hours. What's your predictions for the show tonight?
Oh man, Josh, the thing is, it all goes for me is the main match, is the main event. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. 8 months ago, I would have said bring Finn Balor up, have him win the title the day he debuts. Okay? 2 weeks ago, I would have said keep him down there for 10 years. Do not let Vince touch this guy and screw him up. But now these past 2 weeks, I'm thinking bring Finn up. Do something so special with this guy. He is going to lose the title to Samoa Joe today. And I think he will wrestle at WrestleMania 32. If they were smart. And I don't know if you believe in the dirt sheets, but a long time ago, are you a fan of Dave Meltzer?
No. Absolutely.
What's your issue with him?
My issue is that he doesn't take responsibility when he spews out false reports. I feel that his self-indulgent attitude is not good. I respect the guy. Obviously, he has a great track record with the Observer for many of years, so I'll give him that. But just some fundamental issues I have with the guy.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But you can't deny the man's never worked a second in the ring, or took in one bump, and the man's made over $1 million. Easily. You
brought up your Finn Balor scenario. The Slammies over the last couple years have always featured, whether it was a return with Kane in 2011 with the mask, which I thought was pretty cool, and then you had Big E debut on the main roster on a Slammy. So it's not a bad idea to have Finn Balor show up on the Slammies next week.
Yeah, but you see, Finn's so special. Do you not see that he's a mega star, Josh?
I do.
I
enjoyed the guy.
So why not do something so special with him? Have him debut, win the Rumble. Do something with this guy. Vince needs a star immediately. Because Roman Reigns and John Cena are the two top stars. Okay? Where's that third one? They're missing it. They're missing it. And they're gonna need it. And I think Finn's that dude.
Before we let you go, Bryce, tell the Pete's where they can find you on social media.
All right, you can follow me at bmark1200 on Twitter, and you guys can check out my YouTube channel. We do reviews. We do everything with pro wrestling. We're new. We have 175 subscribers in 4 weeks, and that's youtube.com/markedout-show. Josh, I appreciate so much having on the show. It's been a good time. Me and you could ramble on for hours about wrestling, buddy.
Absolutely. We'll have to record a longer podcast coming up soon, but I'll let you know.
All right, yeah, man. Keep in touch, and happy holidays, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Happy holidays to you.